Hey everybody, I'm just going to do a quick demo of how you might be able to put your design together. I usually start with some ideas in my sketchbook, and I've got a few notes here. I'm layering over a couple different ideas of sort of radial line, geometric line with this cube, kind of a movement line, and then this focal point. And I'm going to combine them all together, back and forth. So get your good paper out. Remember, you have to cut this to a certain size, 7.5 by 9 inches. Use the ruler to do that in 2 spots to make sure I have good 90-degree angles on our corners. And I'll be cutting this with the X-Acto knife. I'm using my blue cutting mat here, but you can use the back of your Bristol pad, the cardboard there, to cut on so you don't damage your desk at home. So go back to my sketch. I'm just going to redraw this out on my good paper lightly with my mechanical pencil. I'm eyeballing everything. I really aren't not using the ruler to lay things out, because I know I can go back over it with watercolor or markers afterwards. I wet each one of the little areas of color first, and I can come back in and do some of my long lines. And with these 3, I'm already hitting a variety of direction of line. So 3 different diagonals, 3 different colors. And now I've got a different measure of line, a thicker line. And I think of this as kind of a clunky line, a kind of heavier line that contrasts the more regular green, blue, and violet lines. Kind of think of it as like smoke or stream moving through. And then I've got these really tiny lines, these orange lines that build up in the background. And all this relates to the original design I laid out with pencil. And let's wait for this to dry a little bit before I can go in with my marker. And I start with this sort of focal area, this really unique yellow star shape. It seems to have a different character, these little dots that make up its line. I'm trying to figure out the basic texture that these lines will create for the cube area. So I go over each one of these with a kind of wrap line. Try to mass it up with some color now. Bring back the greens, the blues, and the violets that I had before. And I keep adding more and more saturated line to this as I go. Beefing up this black line that runs throughout the back diagonal background. I'm feeling like all of the activity in the center could be improved upon if I put a solid border around it. I don't always put borders on my designs, but I believe this one will help hold it together. I'm bringing some of the red of the border into the center of the design. Again, I'm coming back and Massing in some more lines so it doesn't seem to be such a gray, black and white drawing. Bringing in some orange into the background. And there's so many geometric lines, I decided I need to balance it with a few more organic lines, and most of these lines are seeming so crisp. To blur them or to soften them a little bit with some water, I think is a good idea here. So this sort of is like a smudging technique. The water pushes it across. And finally, I'm thinking that I just need some big heavy line in here as well. And this might be a good enough experiment to finish it.